Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good day. Thank you to the Mr. Chairman for the session. My name is Dr. Ahmad Farid bin Ismail from University PUTRA, Malaysia, and I will be presenting a paper entitled Factors Influencing the Adoption of Digital Payment System among University PUTRA Malaysia, UPM, undergraduate students in purchasing food and beverage products. And this paper is co-authored together with my partner students, Ms. Nur Nadira binti Muhammad Amin. Before I start my presentation today, I would like to say thank you and my appreciation to the organizer for the third pinning International Conference Hospitality 2023, Pitch 2023, for accepting our paper and also allowing me to present in such manner, since I cannot make it to be with you guys in this conference in Pulau Pinang. Thank you very much for the opportunity given to me and my co-author, which is Ms. Nadira. Thank you very much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, audience on the floor, this paper or this work that I will present to you guys particularly is focusing on the digital payment system adoption, among the younglings, the millennials. I could refer the millennials to the UPM students, the undergraduate students, as the future buyers of this particular system. Well, as we all know that the digital payment is something which is one types of innovations that popular in such way especially ever since the COVID time, where people can and make the physical transaction. More and more organization or more and more food service outlets prone to use digital payment system. So therefore, our presentation today will go through in such way. This is the outline of our presentation. So basically, this is just essential digital headlines in terms of Malaysia. From the Malaysia Digital Marketing 2022. As you can see that the numbers of cellular connections in Malaysia is increasing 42.1 million, and the internet users in Malaysia is about 59.6%, and the active social media users is about 91.7% in Malaysia. So this is connected or related, reflecting from what I call that the internet evolutions that's happening in our country, in particular, the usage of internet technology, and also talking about the smart users, which is reflecting from this particular percentage that's shown by Malaysian Digital Marketing reports. Now, we talk about smartphone penetration. It was reported in 2021, it was 98.7%, and increased about the increase from the year before, 2020. And the young generation usage of this smartphone is about 86.3%. So this is quite numbers. The percentage is quite high. And why we want to focus in this research, we want to focus on the undergraduates, because 89% of respondents said the college education is valuable. And there are, like I mentioned in the early presentation, I was saying like these are the generation that what we call as the millennials, and the buying power is among these new generations. So therefore, if we done a study that look into this kind of population or sample size or this kind of users, then we will predict what is the trend gonna be in the near future, because there are the users at the moment. Yeah. So this is another example of forecasted trend for smart users. Why I mention smart users in this presentation, ladies and gentlemen, it is because that we are talking about digital payment system, and digital payment system is closely related with the usage of the smartphones. So as you can see, forecasted is up to 2025, can show that 87.61% in 2020. And as you can see that in 2025 is going to be 89.46, if I'm mistaken there. Yeah? So the numbers is very high. The percentage is high, 89.48. So it is a good discovery if you can see what is the usage of the digital payment. In fact, if we reflect back what the government incentives are given for all the digital payment system, we can see that there is high demand to encourage more and more users in terms of such innovation in terms of the payment system, yeah, digital payment systems. Now, ladies and gentlemen, audience and law, let's go through next one. Problem statement for this, as mentioned by Yang and Wen, FMB operators in university campus are still unable to handle the increased demand of mobile payment. I give you an example. Yeah, more and more people, more of these younglings, yeah, the millennials, the undergraduate students. In this case, we take in UPM. Perhaps in the future we can enlarge the sample size, the population of the study. Yeah? But more and more of these users demand for online digital payment system, digital payment systems. If you go to Pasar Malam, for instance, you can see more and more these generations demand for such paperless payments or digital payments rather than some of us that still want to do the cash payment and so on. So in this case, yeah, no unable to handle cases or other payment arise from among FMB operators and users in adopting digital payment system in universities, for instance. Some of these operators, we are focusing this in the outlets, food service outlets in the university. Yeah? Some of them might take for granted in this kind of facilities. Yeah, so that is one another reason why we like to conduct this study, a little empirical study, of course, in such studies. Yeah? So these are some of the objectives that we have highlighted: determine the relationship between technological factors, to analyze the relationship between social factors, and to compensate on the most influential variables in these factors. If we look into particular component, technological factors, we are looking into ease of use, security, device compatibility. And as for the social factors that we highlighted here, is we're looking into social influence and subjective norms. Social influence is such as the counterparts, the colleagues are influenced in terms of the usage, and also subjective norms is what people surrounded the students have influence on their attitude towards or their norms towards using the digital payment system. Now, a bit of literature review. So this is like what I mentioned to you guys, digital alter ego of the physical wallets. Yeah, in terms of to improve the transparency, traceability, efficiency. Yeah, and factors influencing the adopt a digital payment system. Some we are really looking into the demographic, which is in this our case, we are looking into the younger generation, the millennials, which is more tech savvy and more comfortable using digital tools, yeah, digital equipments or software and so on and so forth. And we would like to look into the social influence, subjective norms, positive influence, the adoption of digital payment system. That was back 2019, in different perspective in the States, yeah. And technological reliability, compatibility with existing technologies are critical in determining the adoption of digital payment system. research done by NONCO in 2020. So we would like to look into these three components. Yeah. Potential benefits of digital payment system, of course, rewards and rebates. Yeah. This one is especially if you can see into the government incentive and so on and so forth. Yeah. So these are the questionnaire, the instrument that we use. It's combination of all these references that I mentioned there. Okay. And these are the hypotheses that we have for the research. Yeah, positive relationship between ease of use and intention towards the adoption of digital payment system. And second hypothesis, positive relationship between security and intention towards the digital payment system. And H3 will be there is a positive relationship between device compatibility, intention to and intention, the adoption of digital payment system. Yeah. H4 related, this one is logical factors. This is related to social factors. And what we did for the study, what we did for the study was is a quantitative. We use the close-ended questionnaires, and we do convenience sampling, purposes sampling, which is only focusing on University of PUTRA Malaysia students. This study might be initial study for a better or for a larger group of participants at this stage. Yeah? All right, sample size. These are some of the I've mentioned to you guys earlier. Yeah, total target population is 378,377. Yeah, distributed online. Participated student is 320. So the response rate is about 84.9% for this particular study. Yeah. Other than that, okay, hold on, statistical analysis, of course, we'll do a simple descriptive statistic, categorical variables, internal factors, reliability tests. Of course, we've done it because we combine all the factors to come up with the instrument. And influence analysis, we will use correlation and multiple regression. Yeah. So these are some of the research process to show you guys what we've done, the questionnaire, data collection, interpret data. Okay. So reliability test, yeah, for the instrument, we found it is reliable, yeah, because as you can see that there is no issues about the significance, all other significance. We've done the pilot test, sample is about 40, yeah, distributed, and we got pilot test is for 40 recipients or respondents, and the test we got it about 320. So these are the reliability of each one of the factors that we have tested. Yeah. And descriptive analysis, some of the descriptive, we got it like more female, yeah, percent, and the faculty. Specifically, if you're looking into the faculty level, about 20%, nearly 20% is from food tech student, and the rest is from the rest of the university faculties, other faculties. And if we look into the specific, when we do the convenience sampling, we are looking into heard about digital payment, so and experience purchasing the F&B products. These are the two characteristics that we are focusing, and all the respondents have these two components. Yeah. Okay, these are some of other findings that we found out. They have used about most of them are using QR scanning. Yeah, QR scanning, e-wallet about 30%, mobile payments about 13.1%, and surprisingly to see that they are using Maybank TOU about 12.2%, and CIMB clicks is about less than 1%. All right. So in terms of the most frequently used digital payment in purchasing F&B products, they're using e-wallets. When I say e-wallets here, it can be like, for instance, other than the provided by the banks. Yeah, all right. Some of them are using mobile payment, 11.3%. As you can see, that mobile payment, some of it is based on the providers of their mobile phones. Yeah. All right. So so as you can see that the frequencies of using digital payments for a month, in 1 month, is more than 10 times. So you can see how frequent are using the digital payment. This is the result that we get. Yeah, out of the technological factors, we can see that all are significant. Same goes with social factors, but correlation, also the correlation coefficient is high for all apa namanya factors that we have tested. And in terms of objective testing, yeah, H3, what we found is that the most significance, all are significant, but the highest, as you can see, the highest factors in this is the social influence. Yeah, social influence is the highest, 0.463. So we can reflect that that is the highest factors that we found out from the study. Yeah, so as I mentioned, significant positive relation between technological factors, yeah, is of use security device capability with the intention of the adoption of digital payment, and significant positive relationship also we have found in social factors with intention of adoption of digital payment, social influence and subjective norms. And as for the H3, security, yeah, security is the strongest factors in technological factor. Technological factor is this one, okay. And while social influence is strongest factors in social factors. So if you can see that in this, security is the highest because 3.28, 3.5, 3.28, okay. And as for in this particular, social influence is the highest, as I mentioned to you, 0.467, 4.476. Yeah. So what are recommendations? Recommendation, the body of knowledge, the result of the study will help consumers and FB operators to understand the factors which influence the adoption, digital payments, purchasing products, and to promote awareness and education about digital payments options. So practical practice, propose appropriate strategies. If you can see that one of the, if we go back a bit, we know that the security structure, when you want to promote such usage of digital payments, so you have to emphasize on the security issues. Of the issue occurs that about the breach of the digital data and all that, all the providers have to come up with appropriate measures to ensure that people are concerned about the security. Social influence as the social factors that influence most. So you have to, like, for the practitioners, you have to ensure that there is good and strong strategies done to cultivate the cultures of using adoption of the digital payments among the same among the millennials. They have to make understand in terms of the influence among their counterparts from different backgrounds and so on and so forth. Yeah. As for the body of knowledge, as I mentioned earlier, we have to identify in terms of the social influence, what type of the social influence can trigger more people to use digital payment system. So that is something that needs for further investigation. So these are some of the limitations of the study. Platform data collected, we are using only UPM students. So as I mentioned that we need, this is a preliminary study. So perhaps we should extend the study to a more or bigger extent of the sampling. Male students were underrepresented, 70% was female, so we should focus in terms of the balance of the sample size. And limited scope of factors, other factors, economic consideration, trust, and so on. We should enhance that in our study in the near future. So that's all that I have to present to everyone on this particular paper. We would like to thank you for your time, and hopefully this study will encourage more and more investigation in terms of the digital payment system, because that is one part of the tools that most of the younglings will use in the near future. So that's all from me. Thank you for your kind time, for listening to my presentation, and once again, thank you for the organizer to allow me to present in such manner. Thank you once again. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.